Alright, so hunting season is here. It is the opening of the early bear season here in Virginia, and I'm out on the farm that we hunt on. It's overrun with bears usually, so I figured I'd come out here and, I don't know, give it a shot for maybe an hour or two. I don't really necessarily want to shoot a bear right now, but it's an excuse to get out in the woods, so here I am. But out on this big open, I don't know, base of a mountain and pasture land kind of stand, and this is probably one of the handful of spots where we regularly see deer. But I'm in a tree stand we call the Hilton. I don't think it's named after the hotel, but it's as nice as it gets. You can see, I mean, it's a full-blown tree house, but I'll scan around and let y'all see what I'm looking at here, and maybe we'll see a bear, maybe we'll see some deer, but just an excuse to get out and enjoy God's creation. And you know, if you ever get the chance to go out in the woods with a rifle, I mean, why wouldn't you? So that's why I'm here. There's no real high hopes for seeing a bear, but anyway, it's an excuse to get out here, so I'm here. It's a beautiful day, probably high 70s, maybe 80, nice and breezy, and yeah, we're just gonna sit here for a little bit, and if something shows up, I'll video it and show y'all on camera. But I love sitting in this spot. You can just see so much. You used to be able to see a lot more, but then they select cut it, and that was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and now it's just gotten so thick, which is good habitat for deer and bear to live in, but makes it a little harder to see for shots. But this is, if I had to pick one of 3 places to see a bear without a doubt, this would be one of them. So on this farm anyway, and there's no bait, it's just overrun with bear. So I'm gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the scenery for a little bit. We are a handful of days away from the beginning of Virginia's archery deer season. That'll start this Saturday, so gearing up for that. Keeping close tabs on the big buck at the house. For anybody wondering, I'm calling him Trenchfoot. Trenchfoot is his name. Last year he had a real swollen front hoof, and it was the only characteristic other than just a massive rack. So Trenchfoot it is. And as of Saturday night, this past Saturday, we had a new buck show up. It's a real spindly rack, but it's real big, 6-point, and I'll maybe throw up a picture of him, say right there. Maybe I won't, I don't know. Who knows when I'll edit this, if I even do. So I'll throw up a picture. If y'all got any good name suggestions for him, just drop them in the comments below. But something cool about a real big, old looking 6-point. Don't see too many of those, so excited to see him, excited to see where this season goes. We're right at the beginning of it. Seems like it's gonna be here forever, but every year it goes by faster and faster, so trying to appreciate the season while it's here instead of getting bogged down and I'm not seeing anything, or the weather's crappy, whatever. Just gonna enjoy it. I've missed it so much this off season. I've put in who knows how many hours on the food plot here and the food plot at the house. As it turns out, the food plot here that I barely put any time in turned out way better than the one at the house. I think I just nitpicked it almost to a fault over there every day, just looking at it. And if I see a patch of dirt that's exposed, I want to put seed in it and see it grow. But I think I just needed to lay off and let Mother Nature do its thing. But maybe I'll learn next year, go a little easier on it. But anyway, one video idea I've got to maybe get us into deer season between now and Saturday would be showing all of my taxidermy on my deer mounts that are in my man cave, my basement. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them hanging up. Not all of them are mine, and I'll explain that if I do that video. But I think that'd be cool to show off some of my trophies. I hate calling them trophies, but show off some of my deer mounts. I don't know. That's the better term, I guess. But if y'all want to see that, I think it'd be cool. I've got very lucky over the last 10 years. Shot some nice deer, especially from this area. And I've just been blessed with what I've been able to see and witness and harvest and all that in the deer woods. So I'm planning on videoing that video, filming that video soon.